very special guest with us ringside tomorrow night, Lennox Lewis, former heavyweight champion of the world, and Andre Ward, the light heavyweight champion of the world. Let's have a word with the two chaps before we do the two boxers. We'll do the two fighters, fight by fight, as it were, after that. Okay, Andre, thank you very much for coming. Sorry about the weather. What about Chris Eubank Jr. then? What do you make of what you've seen?
First of all, thank you for the reception. Happy to be here and excited to be calling this fight with my good friend Lennox on ITV. I think with Chris Eubank Jr. is, obviously he's still, growing as a fighter. I think he still has a lot of upside and he's still being polished. But one thing that I really like about him is he's got a strong foundation. And what I mean by that is he has a fighter's mentality. If you hit him, he's going to hit you back. That's the most frustrating thing to see as a guy who has all the tools, but maybe doesn't have this. And with Chris Eubank Jr., he has this. So the skill, the polishing, all these different things will keep coming over time, by taking fights like this, fighting for the IBO championship. All these things are necessary and part of his process.
He is box office, isn't he, when you watch him as well? And his father last week was talking about the speed of his punches, how many punches he throws in relation to how many his opponents throw back.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I think, obviously he seems to have good power. And I think he's being moved, the right way. And when I hear Chris Eubank Sr. speak, I like what I hear from him. I like the fact that, he's just not looking at his son as a commodity. He cares about him, obviously. And even though the father may take some heat because he's making certain decisions, that's okay. That's part of the process. You're not going to please everybody, but as long as he can look his son in the eye, and as long as when Chris Eubank Jr.'s career is over, he can say, son, we did it the right way, that's what it's all about. And all it's going to take is for Junior to get his opportunity for that mega fight, and then that's going to be his time to rise to the occasion.
The interesting thing is, talking to him last week, obviously he's fighting at super middle. He said actually he could fight across 3 weights, including light heavy. How would you fancy that?
Hey, we got plenty of room up there. I welcome everybody. I'm not turning down any challenges.
Okay, Lennox, let's have a quick word with you then. Thank you very much for coming. Great to see you. What about another Eubank in the ring then?
I think like father, like son, it's always happy to see sons of great champions take it upon themselves to be boxers, and they want to be the best because they actually watch their father go through it, and they know what it takes. So it's been written already, so all he has to do is just follow the path.
Is it like watching a mirror image? Watching him, listening to him, the way he talks, everything?
Yeah, but Chris Eubanks Jr. He has his father's style a little bit, but he definitely has his own style in there as well. So it's always happy to see, he's taken little bits from his father and he's brought them into the ring, but he's got his own style generating as well.
Has he got all the tools to go all the way? I mean, we're having a laugh with Andre. He says he could fight Chris Eubank Jr. at any of the 3 weights, but does he have all the tools, whatever division it would be, to go all the way?
Yeah, I mean, it's a working motion. These fights, every fight he's going to learn something and gain more experience, and this is what he needs to do at this stage right now, is get as much fights as possible, get as much experience as possible, learn as much as he can, and go forward. It's not easy. It's not an easy game. You got to take your bumps and bruises and work hard, work diligently, go back to the basics. Watch your fight after this, or watch your sparring, and keep working to trying to be the best.
What about the heavyweight bout that we've got as well? We've got David Price against Christian Hammer. Of course, Joseph Parker, the WBO champion, is potentially a target for whoever wins that tomorrow or on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good fight for David Price. He's used to fighting smaller guys, and it would be interesting to see, how he does out there. But he needs to keep busy, and definitely he's up there with all the heavyweights in England to get a big fight soon.
Lovely. Andre, let me just ask you one more then before we let you go for now about, away from the Eubank fight, what else are you looking forward to on Saturday night in particular?
Obviously, it's a great undercard, and everybody that buys this fight, the viewing audience, and those that are in the crowds, they're gonna be in for a treat. But personally, and maybe selfishly, I'm just looking forward to being in the atmosphere. These great UK fans. I love the UK press. I feel like you guys do it right. You guys appreciate the fighters. You guys appreciate the sport, and I really appreciate that as a gladiator and as a champion.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to having them with us on Saturday night. Two great champions, Lennox Lewis and Andre Ward.